Choice activists across the country taking their protest to the homes of Supreme Court Justices Kavanaugh and Roberts. And it doesn't end there, as they plan to rally outside Catholic churches during Mass today. Our next guest warns anyone disrupting Mass will face legal consequences. Virginia Attorney General Jason Miyares joins me now. Boy, am I glad to hear that. So what exactly will they face if they protest churches, block, and first of all, good morning to you. What will happen if they protest churches, enter the churches, and God forbid if they desecrate the Eucharist, as they've threatened to do?
Well, I mean, that's exactly what we've seen. We've seen some far-left activists brag online. They're planning on specifically targeting Catholic churches in Virginia. Several of the justices that have, presumably from that leaked document, voted to overturn Roe are Catholic. And so what you've seen is this violates one of the most fundamental rights that we recognize in this country, which is your ability to worship God according to the dictates of your conscience. And it's actual federal law that you're not allowed to directly intimidate and interfere with somebody in a house of worship, their ability to worship God and worship their Lord. And so this has been brought to my attention. We've taken it very, very seriously. There's also a variety of different trespassing laws in Virginia that prevent you from blocking the ingress, egress going into a church. But also, federal law authorizes states, if you find out that someone is directly interfering with the ability of someone to worship, to bring a civil suit. And so we are looking at all options on the table. We're having a lot of communication. Hopefully, we're going to have a blessed Mother's Day, and people are going to be able to go to your place of worship, celebrate with their loved ones, celebrate this amazing day in recognition of motherhood, and not have it interfered by protesters who decide to bring politics inside the church and try to intimidate individuals. And so we're going to take it very seriously. Virginia is the birthplace of the Virginia Statute of Religious Freedom, drafted by Thomas Jefferson. It's actually in our Constitution. We take religious freedom incredibly seriously here in Virginia.
Well, that is so good to hear. What about hate crimes? Because they are very much specifically targeting Catholics. So we know that if you target someone for their race or their sexual orientation, does that apply to religion as well?
Well, it does. And, you know, we're going to have to wait and see. The good news is we have a new governor here in Virginia. He takes all of this very, very seriously. I know that we have a wonderful Secretary of Public Safety as well. The state police is looking at this. And so we're taking it very seriously in Virginia. It's a totally different governor, different leadership. Religious freedom is one of the pillars of a free society. And it's something we're going to defend always in Virginia.
Yeah, it is a new day in Virginia in that regard, for sure. So let's talk about another thing that's happening. So we saw the rollout of this disinformation board, this new Ministry of Truth in the government. It looks like there's about, I think, 20 GOP-led states that want to take legal action against the Department of Homeland Security for targeting our own citizens for free speech. So will Virginia be joining?
Yeah, we drafted the letter and we led the effort. It seems like some of the Biden administration took George Orwell's 1984, the Ministry of Truth, as a model. In reality, it was a warning. And the federal government has such an awesome power. The idea that somehow you can have this unelected board, in which there's no statutory authority to create this board, to try to be policing freedom of speech, is chilling. There's no place for it. And so we're putting them on notice that we're going to, if need be, take them to court to stop this. This has a chilling effect on the marketplace of ideas. And probably the saddest thing is the person they put in charge of it is what you can only classify as a far left-wing activist who has gone after Loudoun parents saying they are disinformation peddlers because they're concerned about the curriculum in their children's schools. So we're going to take this very seriously. If we have to take it to court to stop it, we will. And I don't know who came up with the word DGB for this. Maybe I'm a Cold War guy, but it sounds too much like KGB. Yeah,
it sure does. I think the only thing disheartening about this is there's only GOP states, Republican-led states, that are joining this letter. And potentially this lawsuit. So we hope Democrats actually start to see the value of free speech. We don't want to turn into 1984 or the KGB, as you say. Jason Miyares, thanks for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.